Welcome to Agents Unfiltered, where you get to see behind the scenes, behind the agents, and behind the market. And we might have a few laughs along the way. Welcome to today's podcast. We've got Martin on from Martin or Marty? Which do you prefer?
Marty, I prefer Marty.
Marty, okay.
If you're my enemy, it's Martin.
We've got Christ's Mission Possible on with us today, and they're a very, very intertwined organisation in the area for helping lots of people, and a subject close to my heart, which is homeless people, and there's all sorts of other things. So welcome, Martin.
Hey, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Good to have me.
Yeah, good. So unbeknownst to me before today, we had a long association with Aiken Real Estate, or Jim Aiken and Partners as it was known back in the day, and you actually had a fair bit to do with Jim Aiken in the day.
I did, yeah. Look, as I said, Jim was really approachable to me. And that's hard, in business. You're busy, right? You've got to be, and there's a lot of people come, especially charities, local groups. Hey, can you give us some money? And Jim was always good with advice, not just money, which I liked.
Yep.
And I remember when we first reached out to him, there's two things we did. We needed a barbecue, and he had all these barbecue trailers.
Yeah, I remember the barbecue.
Do you remember those?
Yeah. You've still got one, haven't you?
Still got one, mate. He sort of just gave it to us, said, "No, just keep it." And so I think he pulled back on doing those. And I remember driving out to his house at Homestead Road, I think it was, and picking it up the first time. I was like a bit in awe that I met this mighty Jim, because he was well known in the area.
Counsellor.
Yeah.
Local.
And I was like, and he was so down to earth. Anyway, then I met up with him a number of times. I'd go up to his cafe, and I'd always walk in. There's a reserve table, and I'd sit with him, and he would just talk like a normal bloke, and that's what I loved. And all the awe and wonder sort of went away because you just got to be two blokes. He gave me advice. I'm a pastor of a church, so he gave me advice around local churches and things that were happening back in the day. But when I went to him, I said, "Mate, hey, look, I actually want to pitch you this idea. I want a gold sponsor, and I want you to be my gold sponsor. Gold, silver, all that." I didn't know how to do all this stuff. And he said, "Marty," he said, "cut it out." He said, "Look, I'm not interested in that." He said, "I give because I want to give, not because I want status. I don't even want people to know that I'm giving."
Yeah.
He said, "If I choose to give to you, it's because I believe in what you're doing."
Yeah.
Well, he never gave to me at that point. He never gave me any money.
Yep.
And I think I walked out of there, dropped the whole facade of trying to get people to sponsor us with some kind of reward for sponsoring us.
Yeah.
So our motto since then has been, if you don't believe in what we're doing, we don't need the relationship. It's not just about getting the transactional money out of you. Yeah. Do you believe in homelessness? Do you believe in the need in the community? Do you love Penrith? Yeah. And if you do, let's go together.
Well, that's why I was pretty keen and really excited for you to come on, because it is close to my heart, where there's other organisations in Penrith as well for homeless people, like Mamahanas and lots of
West
stuff.
Care and other groups,
We help those in the background as well.
That's good.
And I'm a firm believer that in this country, and it's unfortunately getting worse, not better, there should not be a single person that doesn't have a roof over their head.
I'm with you.
I just don't see how such you can call a country a lucky country when there's still people that live on the streets.
I know.
It's just it's dismal.
Yeah.
So if we can get back to that, but tell us about your organisation. Tell us about what you do for the community and how we can even further help, or other people can get on board.
Well, I think look, first of all, I was thinking about this on the way over to meet with you today. I've been here in Penrith 35 years. Came here just when my boy was about to be born, and we moved into at the time Cambridge Park, and came into the area, fell in love with Penrith. It felt like a small country town to me, and it still kind of does. You walk down the street.
Absolutely.
I just got out the car here, and
saw you.
Someone
I was walking down the street,
and it's like it feels like a small country town.
You were backing into a spot, and someone pulled up after you backed in.
Totally legal, of course.
Yeah. They pulled up because they were looking for a spot too, of course.
Get out of there.
And
but they were just like, "Hey, you go, Marty." It was like, and I get that, and I love that, and I see that with people around. And so, 35 years in Penrith, and for me, it was that community that I really wanted. I came from the Liverpool area, moved over here, looking for a fresh start, moved over, settled down. We bought a house in the area, really wanted a place to call home. What surprised me was what you just said. I wasn't even aware that there were that many homeless people in Penrith. And I got a call one day. I was considering, and I say considering because, as I said, I'm a spiritual person. And so I felt this prompting from God to leave my job.
Yep.
And I was working a good job, good income. I was in sales with Toyota. and
Yeah, right.
I was working for a great family
I knew you
business.
had a sales
Hey, did you
background.
see it?
From the moment you stepped out of that
You
car
can do the
downstairs.
Toyota leap a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So I
You're still
got
driving a
I was still
Toyota, I
in the
see too.
Toyota. I can't do anything else. Anyway, so I really felt led to get out, and I wanted to pursue something, but I wasn't sure what it was.
Yep.
Well, I left my job. I stepped out in faith, left my job, had no plan for the mortgage, no plan for the home or the family. My wife supported that. Left my job. The Saturday after the Friday I left my job, I got a call from the old Good Guys owner. I think his name was Ian.
Yep.
I think it was Ian. And he rings me up. He says, "Marty, I've got 3 homeless people down at Memorial Park. Grandma, her daughter, and another and her daughter. They're sleeping rough. Can you come and help?" And I went, "Oh man, I don't know what to do with them, but I'll come down." So 7:30 Saturday morning, I'm down there at the park picking up these 3 generations of women out of the park, and I took them into my home for 2 weeks. And it was
Yeah,
then
wow.
that I realised there's a problem in homelessness, and that was they went into the local member's office back then. Won't use names, but went in there on a Friday afternoon for help. They got shut down, no help. They slept there outside of their office in Memorial Park at the time. And I thought, this is just ridiculous. I then got on the phones and I was getting frustrated. I was yelling at politicians. I was yelling at Housing New South Wales going, "What are you guys doing? What do we do with these people?" And I realised there was a hole. So we began with the charity we already had, Christ Mission Possible, which was doing food programs, to investigate how we're going to help people in homelessness.
Mm.
So we ended up housing these people in Marsden Road near the fire station at St
Yep.
Mary's.
Yep.
We went and rented a house for them, put them in the house, they pay rent. To my knowledge, today they're still there.
Yeah, wow.
And this is nearly 16 years ago. They're great tenants, no problems with them. They just had some intellectual barriers. They couldn't navigate the system and they got stuck. And so I went, this is what we've got to do. So we started advocating for people.
And when they get stuck,
Yeah.
it from what I've noticed, a whole lot of other problems come with that. When they get stuck
Yeah.
with the paperwork and the government,
Bureaucracy.
then what happens? It starts to wear on their psyche.
Of course it would.
So the panic sets in.
Yeah.
After the panic sets in, the anxiety sets in.
Correct.
When the anxiety sets in, then it turns into a total depletion of confidence.
Yeah.
And their only option is just, we've got to go to sleep tonight.
That's right.
Where can we do that safely?
And you've got to
with a bit
find
of warmth?
somewhere as warm as you can.
Yeah. And that's
Penrith,
what
see-
I've noticed. People think, they're home. Oh, well, I'm not going to
We
say
can
what
disparage
what people think, but I know that people sort of walk past and are wary of homeless people and go like, what's going to happen to me? But if you take yourself out of yourself for a minute and go, well, hang on, why are they there?
Yeah, yeah.
And
What led to them being there?
And what am I going to do about
Yeah,
it? Like,
yeah.
do I just keep walking past it, or do I just sort of lend a hand?
And some of them are scary. Look, no doubt there are some scary people.
They've gone down a rabbit hole, haven't they?
That's right. But if you stop and you actually take a minute, they're just. I always look at it like this. There's someone's son, there's someone's daughter,
Yes.
there's someone's mum or someone's husband, whatever. And there's always something that's broken down that's led to that. Now that might be drug abuse. It could be self-inflicted, but it can also. We found a lot of people. It's actually relationship breakup. So if a marriage breaks down and someone hits the bottle and they end up on the street, and that can be the male or the female, it can be domestic violence. It can just be you lose a job and everything just falls apart. People don't realise that around Penrith along the river, there's just people sleeping in their cars, families that are functioning at some level. They get up, the kids go to school. They don't come home to a house. They come home to a car, which is parked near the toilets, near the facilities, so the kids can go to the loo and maybe even have a wash at the sink. That's here in Penrith, down at the river, and that's happening every night. There's people sleeping all around our city that are just on the street, and they're not horrible people. They're just like you. I say, but by the grace of God, there go I, because I could be that person. You could be that person. We had a guy come in, $14 million he was worth, and he lost that during the global financial crisis
GFC,
thing.
2008, yep.
NAB, and I hope they're not a sponsor, but NAB shut his business down. He lost his homes, everything. 60-odd-year-old man, had a successful business. He was mortgaged to the hilt, and it was a tough time. He lost his business. He came into our temporary accommodation, which we run in Penrith. He said to me, "Marty, I'm going to get back. I'm not staying here. I'm going to get back on top." And he did. 60-odd years old, he got back on top. He was sleeping in a building where the guy in the bedroom next to him was a drug addict, this successful business person who lost his marriage, his homes, his business. yet he was determined to get back. Homelessness doesn't look the same for everybody, but it can affect everybody.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so
Agreed.
it's a tough one.
And the organisation is how's it helping? Is it helping other people in other areas outside of homelessness?
Well, look, I mentioned that we started off doing food programs, and great friends of ours started Christ Mission Possible just serving the Mount Druitt community. Did about 100 meals a night down around 4 different regions in Mount Druitt, cooking food at the side of their house and taking it out to the community on a Wednesday night. Well, we joined them and partnered with them. What we saw happen when that partnership happened was it just blew apart. It just went nuts. We found everyone wanted our service. Everyone wanted what we did. So today we feed, I think it's around 12 to 15,000 people a week.
Wow.
That's here in the Penrith, Mount Druitt, Blacktown, Hawkesbury, and now Campbelltown and Lower Blue Mountains. Upper Blue Mountains, Katoomba.
We feed 15,
12 to 15,000 people a week.
I just want to pause on that. Like, that is a huge number.
I know I throw it out casually, but it's a lot.
That's approximately 2,000 people a day.
It's a lot of people, right? It's a lot of people.
2,000 people a day. How do you even organise that?
Well, that includes lunch programs. We do 3,000 lunches that go into the local schools. There's 34 local schools that receive lunches from our team.
Sorry to cut you, but we haven't discussed this yet. My second passion in the way of helping people, you've got homelessness. My second is children who can't even go to school with shoes on.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't even go to school. They can't even afford the backpack.
It's true.
Or you see them walk off to school with a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And they barely got the uniform.
That's right.
That's the other part. So for me, it's kids being taken care of and homeless people.
Well, if kids are taken care of, it's the next generation, right? That we're setting them up. So yeah, how do we do that? You asked. Well, we started harvesting food from local shops. That's now grown where we get an average 160 odd pallets of food a week that come through our doors. We've got a fleet of trucks. We've got a fleet of vans, which are out every day harvesting food. Yep. Where do you harvest that food from? We have such a waste in this country where something gets down to maybe a shelf life of 2 weeks to 3 weeks. It can't go into the supermarkets because they can't guarantee they're going to move it that quick. Well, that would go into the rubbish tip. Well, we harvest that. So one of our great supporters over the many years has been Kellogg's. Kellogg's give us umpteen amount of pallets of cereal that they would otherwise throw into the furnace or destroy. We get to take that. This has got 12 months shelf life on it. It's just damaged. Like a box might have a ding in it we get to repurpose that.
We're very, and I'm going to put this on the community here, we're very picky consumers.
We are. Yeah.
Like it's got a dent in the box. We don't want to take it home.
We don't want to touch it.
The plastic sleeve inside isn't broken.
I know.
But the cardboard's dented.
It's crazy,
so we won't take it off the shelf.
It's insane.
And that, we've become, I'm guilty of it too. We've become consumerism.
We have
based.
Yeah. And when you think of people that are not got any, I remember one of our guys. He's down at Jamison town where we have our main warehouse. We have a hamper line. It's called the Green Mile, but it's not. You don't die at the end of it, but it's the green. It's a green path that runs all the way down. Hopefully, you live at the end of it.
Yeah.
But you go down this green path, and it leads you to the actual volunteers and people who are there who are prepared hampers, and everyone without discrimination, without having to justify. I hate the idea that, and people often have criticised us and said, do you not qualify people? Do you make them prove they're poor? No. If there's an element of pride you've got, I've got, everyone's got. If you're walking down that line to get food,
and you have to prove something,
that's enough for me.
I wouldn't eat.
That's enough. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't eat.
You'd probably go
I'd
hungry,
leave
right?
the line.
That's right.
If I got 3 from the front,
and
I watch the person in front of me, and they're having to show how they're
Where's
poor.
your ID?
If I had to qualify to be poor, I'd leave the line out of embarrassment.
Of course you would.
Because their confidence and their self-esteem's already gone.
And if you come down that line, and I say to our guys, treat them like guests, not like clients, right?
Yep.
So they're coming into your home almost, right? And it's like, hey, how can I serve you? How can I help you?
Yep.
So one of the guys said
help
to me,
should be unconditional.
It should be, right? And yet we put all these conditions on it.
Yep.
And so this little girl comes down, and we just, in the bag that they had was frankfurts, like sausage, hot dogs.
Yep.
She was like, oh, Mom. She was glowing. They got hot dog like meat. It's not even. I don't even know if that's real. I don't know if it's real meat.
No, it's.
But she had these hot
probably
dogs.
about 2%. You read the label, it'll be 2%.
What is in a hot dog?
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
maltodextrin and all the rest of it's going to be in there. Trust me.
She was excited because that was meat to her.
Yeah.
And they've been eating noodles and things like that. And so the actual worker on the line said, "Hang on a second, love." One minute, runs into our cool room freezer, grabs out chicken, mince, everything, and loads her up with meat. The kid's like, mind is blown.
Yeah.
And he's just going, "Man, I can't believe that a little kid was that excited about meat."
I know.
But she's not
Breaks
getting
your
it.
heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Old people, it's a decision. Do I pay the electricity? Do I pay my rent? Or do I eat?
Yeah.
Well, they get to come down our line. I've got people ring me sometimes, and they say, saw a nice looking Land Cruiser out the front. You're just giving people to anyone who wants it. I said, you don't know their situation.
Yeah.
I said, these people, sometimes that's the only good thing they own in their life.
Yeah.
And they can just afford to hold on to it.
Well, guess what? If they don't have a rental or they don't have a home to live in,
Correct.
and they're living out of the car, like you said,
Yeah.
if I can afford a decent one for my family to put a roof over their head that might be a metal box,
That's right.
like a car,
Why not?
I'm going to choose a Toyota Land
And
Cruiser.
you're like,
I can
stay
do
in
it.
it, stay in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we might look at it and go, that's a nice car. But they had a job. They had a career. That's all gone. And this is what they've got. And you want them to get rid of it. It's like you said, it's about dignity, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to be able to drive my family somewhere, do whatever. And you might think it's new. And I went down there one day and I was sitting there. I went, that's a 20-year-old Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
It's not a brand new one.
Yeah.
I just like mind blown again. But the little girl just blew these guys away. And that's the kind of things we see every day. People are getting excited about the things you and I take for granted.
Yeah.
Is there finger buns? There's a packet of Pringles, or if there's a chocolate bar in there, it's like, oh my gosh, you've given them the world. And so, yeah.
Can I ask, I mean, moving forward for you, what is the number one thing, and don't relate it just to your organisation, I'm talking about people like Mama Lana's and West Care and all even the smaller operators that are just trying to help people in their local suburb, not just whole Penrith community.
Yeah.
What do you think, because you've obviously started from very early on and brought yourself right through to quite a large organisation doing great work, right? What's the number one thing you think people to help the homeless? What's the number one thing you would need from the community to help you help more people? Is it their time? Is it their money? Is it bringing in food? What's the number one thing that the community could react to immediately and go, we can help the local community?
There's many areas people can help, but that's a tough question because all of the above.
Yeah.
All of the above.
I get it.
But I never want to be, hey, just the money, because the money's not all there is either.
Yeah.
One of the things we say to people is, who was the founder of McDonald's? What was his name?
Well, there was the McDonald's brothers, but then there was Ray Kroc.
That's it. Ray
Kroc was the salesman.
Yeah, he's the
took
salesman.
it to be worldwide.
That's right. He stole it, right?
Yeah.
But he said,
well, he's a strong negotiator.
Yeah, he was good. But he said, I love what he said one time. He said, I'm not in the burger business. I'm in the real estate business.
Correct.
He understood what stream he was in, right? He knew what he was doing. And I say to people, we're not in the food or the housing. We're in the people business.
Yeah, correct.
Right? So if you look at it just that and that's why even with us, it's about nourishing people in meaningful ways. It's not just about giving them food. It's like just feeding the homeless, feeding the poor. No, it's about how do you earn a conversation with someone. So here's the thing. Part of the thing you can do with homelessness, like you said before, you walk down the streets in Penrith, don't look at people like they're an alien or they're someone.
Or a threat.
Take a minute. Don't necessarily give them food or anything, but just have a conversation with them. Just say hello to them.
Yeah.
Smile at them.
Yeah.
Acknowledge them as a human being. Because what I find is sometimes when I meet someone, no one's used their name in so long. And so one of the things we do is, and I love to do is, if I learn their name is, hey, what's your name? And then you call them by their name, because everyone's just looking at them like they're just a thing, but they are someone.
Yeah.
And so I think that side, as an organisation for us and some of the services that are out there, we need funds. We're not government funded for our food programs. That costs us around $1 million a year to actually do. We've secured some great donors over the years and they've supported us, but we always need more because the need's getting bigger, which means the budget's getting bigger.
Yeah, well,
so everyone needs money. We don't need food. For us as a service, we don't need food. We're harvesting a lot. So if you're a big company, happy to work with you. You can drop off a couple of bags of pasta to us. It doesn't make a big difference. Some of the smaller ones, the Mama Lana's, West Cares, they'll go, yeah, we'll take it. And we try to support them. I remember Mama Lana actually in the years saying to me, Marty, we want to be like you. And I said, no, you don't want to be like us. I don't want to be like us.
Yeah.
I pray this didn't exist. Like you say, I wish we didn't have food insecurity in a country like Australia, homelessness. But we have. So what I would say that people can do, first of all, acknowledge the people that are in need. Don't treat them like others, like they're lower than you.
So help their self-esteem.
Build their self-esteem. Volunteer. If you've got time, come and volunteer. We've got tons of volunteers. And a lot of the other services, that's exactly what they could do. Go and volunteer. Don't think you don't. Oh, some people get there and say, "I want to do a food program. I want to do this." No, go and join the ones that are currently there and strengthen their organisations.
Mm.
Get behind them,
Well,
and
well,
money.
well, money, yeah.
Yeah,
You
money always
with
helps.
operation your size, if you're harvesting a lot of food and you've got volunteers, but still the size of the organisation needs an engine room, and that
Correct.
engine room needs to be funded.
Correct.
So I get that.
And then the other side, homelessness. Can I say there needs to be a conversation with people like the forum that you have here. I always say, get the people who have a synergy. And so banks finance homes. You work in the housing. We should all be having we sit back and go, the government will fix it. Can I just tell you, the government don't fix it. They don't know how to fix it. And I'm not being critical. They just don't know how. They throw money at something, but they never fix it. When I got into this back 16 years ago into homelessness, that was when we were doing the housing. 105,000 people were homeless in Australia. We're now around 127,000 people.
Mm.
They haven't fixed a thing.
No.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
And so what we need, I think, is a community response. Let's let the government take care of their taxes, our funds. They can try and fund some of this stuff. But people like you and I can sit down and go, Marty, rents have gone from $350 to $800 for the same house in the last few years. And we can say that's good. It is I'm a homeowner. It's great for the homeowner. It's not for the renter.
Mm.
How do they find $500? They didn't have disposable $500 a week,
Yeah.
but now they have to find it. Electricity's gone up 31%. How do they actually find that? Fuel's up. How do they find this stuff? They can't.
Yeah.
So what can we do? We can sit down as local community members, not government, not with an agenda, and say, how do we think we can fix this problem? They're the conversations I'm having and I'm wanting to have with developers, with builders, with people. And that's the kind of stuff that in our future, the next 5 years, is how do we come up with a system that's better than what the government can do? Because I think you and I could come up with some better ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just sitting down for half an hour over a
Well,
coffee.
like you said, the first step is people's building the person up. Because I believe in that you can hand a man a fish, but if you teach him how to fish, you can eat for a lifetime.
That's right, yeah.
So I just think if you build the person to start with,
Yeah.
out of this, I was really hoping to get a sense of what people could do in this local community, and that is walk past that person and
Say hello.
say hello. And
Yeah.
if you're regular going through that car park, or
Yep.
it's harder for women, and there's
be
a safety
scary,
thing. But
yeah.
if you're a big bullfed like me,
Yeah.
I can walk through and say hello to these
Yeah,
people.
that's right.
And I have done.
Yeah.
But I think it's got to be fixed culturally,
Yes.
where we can, as a community, we come together and almost stamp it out.
We can.
But there's
yeah.
also financial things that have to be sorted
There is.
as well.
A number of years ago, one of the things we sat with council, we were doing our food programs in Judges Car Park. One of them in the morning, we were doing a brekkie. And it was before it got messed up because it got really overtaken by the homeless. Back in the day when we were there, we managed it really well. And I remember being in there and we sent a photo off to council. One of our team did to send it off to council saying, look at what we're doing, just to let them know. We didn't want their help. We're just letting them know what was happening. We get a call. This is a phone call we got. There's an extension lead running from the generator across the car park. You got to shut down. Well, what? Have you not seen there's like 100 people getting fed brekkie in the morning? It's not costing you a cent.
Yeah.
We're doing it. And that's what you find. So I remember sitting down with our local, I'll say the name, Greg Davies, sitting down with Greg Davies, got called into his big boardroom. And there was a couple of the people and my staff member who had sent the photo ignorantly off to council. And they said, well, look, mate, we got to shut you down. And I said, well, I'm not going anywhere. I said, who's going to feed these people? Are you going to feed them? I said, what you could be asking me is, how can I help? And then Greg just leant back. He leant back in his chair and he said, well, what do you need? I said, PowerPoints would be good. I wouldn't have to use a generator. So Judges Car Park now has PowerPoints because Greg put them in for us. And I'm like, wow. And he said, what else do you need? And I said, well, I could have like a signed agreement that I can use all these areas I'm using. Signed agreement. The poor woman who was complaining at council, she was a bit ticked off. And but I walked out of there with a signed agreement to use this space. Greg was behind it. He saw the value. I think just having
Hey, Marty, there's the salesman again.
I was kind of like,
you can take the guy out of Toyota, but you can't take the Toyota out of the guy.
I'm thinking, who's going to do it, Greg? Are you going to do it? So it was like, I think we just got to not be afraid, be bold, be brash, get out there, have a go. And that's been my thing, like just get out there. I think council want to help, but there's, like you said, bureaucracy's there. And bureaucracy's good when it keeps us safe and keeps us,
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to paint outside the lines, right? Homelessness is outside the lines. We got to go outside the lines to help. So, yeah.
Well, that's been great, Marty. It's good to get an insight into how we can help. And
Mate,
Hopefully
appreciate
the
ya.
community hears our message, and we just, we if you can't do money, if you can't do food, just lend some time.
Some time,
Maybe a little bit of a
absolutely.
volunteer for you guys or Mama Lana's or
Yeah.
whoever, and meet and greet a few people and see if we can help
Absolutely.
literally drag them out of the rabbit hole.
That'd be awesome, mate. And look, if they're a business or they're an individual, just go to our website, christmissionpossible.com.au. They can volunteer. They can do a corporate day with us. We have a lot of great corporate days, big businesses coming out.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
We'll have it in the
Yeah,
link, Jess.
that'd be beautiful.
So
Let's do
everyone
it.
will be able to link up with that through this podcast and through the reels. Excellent.
Be awesome. Thanks, Jess. Thank you.
Jess, yeah.
She's
Jess
got it
has
all.
everything organised.
She's got it
mate.
covered.
Jess.
There's look. Well, sorry. There's no age limit to people volunteering, except with the little kids, they've got to be accompanied by their mum or dad
Yep.
or a guardian. But they
When
can
does
come
that
down.
cut off? Like, what age can they don't have to have mum and dad there?
Look,
Is it
it'd be a
15,
teenager. Probably
16?
16, I think, would be the real cut-off
Like
age.
working age, 14, 9 months or
Yeah,
something.
something around there.
15.
We tend to
Yep.
find around that 16, but
But they
then
still need a permission slip from mum and dad. or
still
something
need
with
some kind of. They've got to fill a volunteer form out.
Yep.
Obviously, if they're underage, mum and dad have got to sign it.
Yep.
And love to have. We just had Emma, who was with us doing work experience last week. Amazing young girl, and she did a great job. She got into everything, so it doesn't matter who you are. We've had King's School come out with their boys. Had 3 trips, 20 boys each time, which you might have heard of, Jess, when you were with Matt. But they came out, so we can take teams up to 20.
Yep.
That can volunteer during the day. They can make sandwiches, work in the call room, work in the warehouse, whatever they want to do.
So, look, I'm a firm believer too. You get your
Love
kid.
to have Jim Aiken out to come, the Aiken partners to come out and do that.
Absolutely. That's definitely something we want to do.
We should do that.
With the kids.
Each office.
With the kids, I think it's really important for mums out there because I
Yeah.
know a lot of them are struggling with their kids, teenagers, attitude, all of that.
I was just about to say
I
that,
think it's
Jess.
so important for them to be able to have that somewhere to go to say, you know what?
I'm doing all
Giving
right.
back.
Be grateful.
Yeah, gratitude.
I'm doing all right.
Giving back.
What I've got from mum and dad, I'm doing all right.
Correct.
That's what, if you really want your kids to have their eyes opened and understand what misfortune is
Yeah.
compared to their own
Oh,
world.
we haven't got Cocoa Pops. We've only got rice bubbles today. I may be thankful for what you got. You know.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing too is there's a large homeschooling community, and they're not as weird as people thought they were. Right? They're actually pretty level kids and really good. They come out and they.
Oh,
volunteer.
these
We
days I
find-
see homeschooling is normal.
Yeah, it is normal.
Like more normal
It's
people.
probably a bit safer. But
No disrespect to any of the schooling associations
what
out
they
there.
do is they bring them out. Mums bring them out as part of their education because there's nothing better than hands-on, right? So come and spend a day as part of your education volunteering. So no matter who it is, and then the elderly, we tend to find a lot of older people. They've retired. They've got a lot of time on their hands, but they feel they've got no purpose. One of our best volunteers, 5 days a week. His name's Dave. In his 70s, I think he's 77. Volunteers 5 days a week. He's one of our hardest workers. And I tell you, the guy just loves it. His wife says, "Why are you going down there again today? Why aren't you out golfing with the boys?" He said, "I just need purpose." And he comes down and he drives that team. He's amazing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are. Come be a part of it. You'll get welcome into the family.
Yeah.
And we love
Well,
it.
with my wife, it'd be like, just keep going because you're out of my hair.
Yeah.
So,
You're not bugging me. The other thing too I love is this, right? People, I remember years ago sitting with someone, they said, "You know what's going to hold you back, Marty? With Christ's mission possible." They said, Christ in the name is going to hold you back because it looks too Christian, too religious, right? It's never held us
cares
back.
about that?
We've got Sikhs, Muslims, atheists, people with all kinds of walks of life, atheists that become part of us. And you know, we don't judge. We're like, come in, we'll love you.
Yeah.
Come and serve, be a part of the team.
Yeah.
There's no criteria that you have to be part of a faith.
I
or
don't
anything.
believe looking after and helping the community, such as homelessness,
Has to be.
has to have a group mentality.
No.
Like before it goes in.
We don't have to agree on everything, right?
The same the only mentality they have to have is they want to help those people.
Yeah, and is your heart in the right place? Are you doing it because you love the community, because you're serving people? If that's the purpose, come out and do it.
Thanks, Marty.
Good on you.
Appreciate it, mate.